Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 7. And this will be my trailer breakdown for The Flash Season 7, Episode 4, titled Central City Strong. And Episode 4 is actually our introduction to graphic novel number 3, aka the actual Season 7 storyline. So this is what would have been the season 7 premiere, I'm guessing, but obviously there have been tweaks and changes added to it to make it an episode 4 instead of a season premiere, because our season premiere ended up being season 6 episode 20 with once again some tweaks and changes to make that look like a premiere. So episode 3 was officially the conclusion of the Mirror Master storyline. We wrapped that up and now we are moving on to graphic novel number 3. So from episode 4 till episode 11, we will be having graphic novel number 3, and then from episode 12 till 18, we will be having graphic novel number 4. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. Now, just before I actually get into the trailer breakdown itself, I will go over the synopsis for the episode, as it does give us a better idea to what to expect for this episode. So the synopsis goes as followed. The Flash must deal with Abra Kadabra's sudden return to Central City. The villain is back with a vengeance and a score to settle. Meanwhile, Allegra deals with a tricky situation and Caitlin suspects something is off with Frost. Iris is forced to look at a dark moment in her past. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting synopsis and it is quite long, so we will be having multiple storylines to explore for this episode. But obviously through set photos we knew that Abra Kadabra will be returning for this episode and he will be the villain of the week, which is very exciting. I'm very interested to see what they will do with him, because pre-crisis he was sent to Earth 19 for execution, but he's here. So I'm guessing that was some sort of like a crisis change, or maybe Abra Kadabra was able to escape his execution by using one of his tricks. I'm not entirely sure, but it'll be very cool to see how they will handle Abra Kadabra's return. And as the synopsis says, he does have a score to settle, which does make sense because Barry defeated him before and he sent him to execution. So it does make sense that Abra Kadabra wants some sort of revenge against Barry. Now obviously Caitlin is suspicious about something, especially with the fact that Frost didn't pop up when Caitlin wanted her to take control last episode. So yeah, I'm very interested to see where this goes. Now in regards to the dark moment which Iris has to look back at, I have no idea about what this could be. Maybe it could be that she has to look at the moment between her and Savitar, where Abra Kadabra was willing to let Iris die over stopping Savitar. So maybe it could be that, or it could be something to do with the Mirrorverse. I'm not entirely sure. Now obviously, as I said before in my other trailer breakdowns, I'm not going to show you guys the trailer for this video because I don't want to risk getting a copyright claim, and I just don't want to dispute the copyright claim. I just don't want to take that risk. So for that purpose, I will link the trailer in the description down below if you guys haven't seen the trailer yet, so that you could obviously watch the trailer, have a recap, and then come over here for the trailer breakdown itself. But onto the trailer breakdown. Now, the trailer kicks off with Barry finally doing some CSI work. It's so great that we finally get to see Barry again doing this CSI work, because we haven't had this happen in a while. They literally ditched Barry doing the CSI work for like what, most of season 5 and a lot of season 6 as well. You could argue like we didn't even have that in season 6. So yeah, I'm very happy that this is back, and I'm very happy to see it because we haven't seen it in a while, and I do hope that they do still continue with the CSI work with Barry, because it is very interesting, and I was kind of one of those people that were bothered when they ditched that CSI work and just went on to like the Flash stuff. But thank God they're bringing it back, because I really like when Barry does his CSI work. But we do see Chester and Cisco with Barry as well, possibly trying to track down the villain who was possibly responsible for this crime scene taking place, which Barry is obviously examining right now. And that villain is obviously Abra Kadabra, as he is the villain of the week for this episode. And he did also plant some sort of blue artifact at the crime scene as well. No idea what that's a nod to. Maybe it's just him playing a trick, who knows. But we do have this scene at night with Abra Kadabra standing at the very crime scene Barry is investigating during the day. So yeah, it's no surprising that Abra Kadabra is the one who's responsible for this. But also, you guys could see on his hand, he has his wand from the comics, which is pretty cool to see as well. But we do have Barry saying, "I'm not going to let anything tear us down again. Kadabra picked the wrong day to come back." So clearly over here, Barry knows that Abra Kadabra is back, and Barry is still at the crime scene at this point. So he knows that Abra Kadabra is the one responsible for what happened in that crime scene. In the first shot, we did have Cisco looking at some sort of device. So maybe Cisco is analyzing what Abra Kadabra left for Team Flash, and that's obviously like that blue artifact. So maybe Cisco's analyzing that, and he basically finds out that Abra Kadabra was the one responsible for this through some security footage maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But we then have Abra Kadabra waving his wand at Barry as he's about to cast some sort of spell on him or something. But we do have Cisco saying, "What's up with your new toys?" in which I find this pretty hilarious, but Abra Kadabra says, "A magician never reveals his secrets." I really like that line, and he did say it in like a humorous comedic way. So I really like that. I think that's going to be very cool to see when we actually watch it. But we do have Cisco once again with his new vibe outfit as well, which is pretty cool to see. Now the only reason they're bringing in this techie vibe, I'm guessing, is because they have no Ralph Dibny to basically go out in the field and do the Team Flash stuff. So in order to assist Barry, they needed to find an excuse to bring a Team Flash member out there in the field with Barry and Frost. So that is why I'm guessing that they had to bring in this techie Cisco vibe, because like if you think about it, why take away Cisco's powers if he's eventually going to replicate the same powers through tech again? So that's why I'm guessing that they did this on purpose, because they no longer have Ralph to basically do those action sequences. But we do cut to one of the monitors in Star Labs, and we see that artifact in which Barry was examining at the crime scene. And it has a bunch of formulas over there, so I have no idea what that is in regards to and what it could be, but I'm very interested to see what it is. Now we then cut to Abra Kadabra doing his card trick once again, which is pretty cool. He obviously did this before in season 3, so it's great to see him do that again. It was one of the cool parts of the episode. But the next shot is very interesting, where we have Abra Kadabra redirecting Cisco's artificial vibe blasts back at Cisco. But also we have Barry in meta cuffs as well. So yeah, Abra Kadabra does have some pretty cool tricks up his sleeve. He's able to best these two quite easily by the looks of it. And I cannot wait to see these tricks. It will be pretty cool to see. Now we then cut to this shot of Abra Kadabra using his wand to basically levitate this ball. In which we then cut to Barry and the camera is like, vibrating. No idea why that is happening. But this probably has something to do with Kadabra's last trick, which he mentions in the trailer, where he's trying to basically get rid of Central City and basically make it disappear. Very interested to see how that's going to happen, but Barry does start to panic, as you do see from the look of his face, like he's in a state of shock. So I'm very interested to see what is going on over here. But we then have Barry tied up with one of these reinforced belts, I guess, that Abra Kadabra probably put on him. And yeah, Abra Kadabra basically captures him and he has him pinned basically. And he basically uses his wand to prevent Barry from escaping, as he's basically tied up and Kadabra's literally like, using his wand on Barry. I'm very interested to see how Barry will escape that predicament. Will he try and phase through it or something like that? Or is Abra Kadabra's spell preventing Barry to do so? I'm not entirely sure. But lastly, we have Abra Kadabra basically fire something with his wand, and we do not see what it is. It's just like, some sort of red spell which goes past the camera, in which Barry is looking at that spell as it travels in fear. and we do have Caitlin and Chester in the state of panic as well. So once again, this probably has something to do with Kadabra's last trick, where he wants to get Central City to disappear. But yeah, I'm very interested to see how Barry will be able to stop all of this from happening. Now for me, this episode seems like a filler episode where it doesn't really continue or connect with anything related to the ending scene which we got last episode. So this is one of those, fun filler episodes by the looks of it, and we should be getting like the actual season 7 storyline going into episode 5 with Psych and like the whole Forces story, and we will have that cliffhanger payoff during episode 5 as well. That's what I'm guessing, but I just guess we will have to wait and see because we're not sure yet. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys think about this trailer breakdown. Are you guys excited to see Abra Kadabra return or not? Yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.